Give me a second. Sorry, I had to make this really late, really quick. I got up to do my nightly little skirt, checked my phone to a message and was like, she's playing your stream, but intentionally misrepresenting the context of the video. If you want to know who I'm talking about, of course it's BJ. So I pop over there to listen, thinking, oh, maybe they're wrong or who knows. Like, I figured she would probably misrepresent. No, she completely skipped the clips of, like, why I said what I said, how I was explaining this was what Craig was listening to in the background. This is why he was saying what he was saying. Like, there's no question about what I said. So, BJ, I hope your cronies get the message, because usually this works to get you the message. So whoever is the go-between tonight that's getting the message to tell her that I just went live, tell her I said to pull it back and play the full context for her audience. I make my point very clear with clips and proof and the own statements of your other half. There's no confusion on what I said and why I said what I said, and I provided receipts to back up my claims. That's how proper arguments go. Play the full context. And not once did I zoom in and mock your looks, actually. I actually even gave you a compliment about your looks. What you were trying is exactly what I expected. It's not going to work, though. And this is probably not the route you want to go down. But you do you. Right? Handmade with the inch. You know that they're here and they get the memos and run it back to her, so go run it back. I'm blocked over there. But also tell her she probably isn't making her arguments very well, because she can't even stay awake to try and shame me. It's not working out very well for her. Craig's been clapping, what, did he have to clap 5 or 6 times a little while ago? Yeah. This is probably not the route you want to go down. So if you're going to misrepresent what I said, the expectation is for you to pull it back and show him. If I'm this evil, cruel, misrepresented everything about you, pull it back and show him everything I showed. I bet you won't. How many of you think she will? She is completely misrepresenting what I've said and how I've said it and why I've said it. Oh, Penny, we won't be on here very long. Hey, Coffee Addict, I just wanted to make sure, because I know she gets messages like her people run and tell her as soon as another creator goes live when she's live. So I figured she'd get the memo and get it loud and clear that she is intentionally misrepresenting. In reality, shut the fuck up and sit down. If I cared to talk about you, I would. But I won't be retracting shit about you, because all you do is scream into a pillow. That's all I need to know about you. What, are you going to get your twins to call the fucking president on me, since they got a direct ring-a-ding-ding line to him? And that's something Reality has said. I'm not being a smartass. She has said either her twins, somebody's twins. I don't know who the fuck the twins are, but they have a direct line to Trump, so they're probably going to tattle on me. I will probably have the Secret Service at my house by the morning from Reality. No, I know Napa Valley girl. You know, I wish she would, though. I really wish she would. I have encouraged her to do that all along. Debunk me. Play the full context of it. If you're so proud of what you stand for and I'm so wrong and off, play the full context. But you can't, because I make a very solid argument with your own words and showing what was played, and people know what has been said and claimed over there. And to claim that things were not said in your background from your other half. Again, you want to even say that I'm disrespecting Charlie Kirk, ma'am? You disrespected Charlie Kirk. You can't stay awake to tell a factual story about this man's death while claiming you cared so much for him. We aren't the same. I'm pushing back on people like you who are running his death into the ground for their own personal gain. We'll never be the same. You're right. It's so weird. Marlene, right? It's up. Just zoom in. And what she's trying to say too, when I was in there, she was trying to say that I was zooming in to mock her looks. That's distinctly not what I did. I absolutely stayed away from that. In fact, I said she looked good last night. I don't remember the exact term I used, but I was like, I'm being nice. But she did. She looked clean. Oh my gosh, right? Revival? Tell me more. I tell you what, though, if you want to pay attention, now's the time to tune in. Because she having reality back up there, I mean, and I'm not saying her live stream. I'm saying the bullshit. Like, if you want to pay attention right now, here's your prime example. There is full context in that video. I didn't miss a beat of what I said, why I said it, and the clips to back it up. I showed you repeatedly what Larry himself said, what he was listening to in his background. I dotted my I's and crossed my T's in that to make the claims that I claimed. I'm not stupid. You can go check off. In fact, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the list of the 17 tenets and clips of Betty to prove every point of it. I've thought about doing that just to, because again, it just sets things apart from like, these people are extremists. It just sets it apart. And I was reading that. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a clip of Betty doing this. There's a clip of Betty doing that. 17 tenants. Oh, keep it moving. That's why I find it so funny too, because while they're threatening to take our channels, Delilah, it's really bad. Well, her other half is just last night saying that we were going to be silent soon. She is completely sitting there misrepresenting and then, threatening that she's going to, threatening to sue everybody and take their, well, not sue everybody, take their channels. That's what Larry's been proudly claiming. I've been off the list for a while, though, because I begged for it. I'm such a pick-me that I asked for my papers, so of course she wasn't going to send them to me, just to spite me. Oh, Grandma Cece, thank you. This is the time I want the message to get back to her. Play the fucking full context of the video. Play it. I have no problem. I stand on what I said. Again, this is how this is done. I made a claim. I made it known why I made such claim by his own statements. I played what he was listening to in the background. I played his own words coupled with what we know he said to numerous times, time and time again. Wrapped it up with a pretty little bow, just like always. And we weren't going after her looks. That's not why she was zoomed in. Fire walk with me. It's actually really disappointing, to be honest. Yeah, there's nothing to react to, though, little Daisy. Just play the entire clip. I don't go low. I don't go real life. She's not going to catch me slipping. I've been reviewing her for 18 months, and she has yet to prove, because I'm not attached to any of the real life stuff. I don't call CPS. I didn't do any of the things. When I called her police department, they made just an informational report with my information in case. There was no police report filed on her or anything. That was because of a comment that was made encouraging people to call the cops on me because I'm supposedly a child predator. she'll never be able to make certain things happen. So as much of a case as she thinks she has, you'll never, that just won't happen. It won't land. I'm not doing those things. I'm not inciting those things. Talking about her. But then again, with the current climate of the fucking world, we're going to talk about the Jimmy Kimmel shit tomorrow a little bit too. And I just need people to remember, like, you fight for freedom of speech. And this is Nexstar settled with, I think, with Trump for $15 million in a defamation suit not long ago. And then I think they're the company that runs Jimmy Kimmel, his programming, if I'm correct. There's just a lot of like lawsuits and shit going on with a lot of these companies and shit that I didn't even know about. I just learned about the, what is he, the secretary of the commission? We'll look at it tomorrow. I can't remember his name right now. And what's going on with like the tariffs, that's kind of weird if it's all factually true. That's the stuff that's a little hard for me to understand, but that's really interesting too, because those are like nonpartisan, like the money pieces and stuff, those like the FBI and stuff is pretty nonpartisan. So I want to talk about some of that because the FBI, people are bitching about law enforcement in these missing children's cases, but 20% of law enforcement has been like reassigned to ICE. Yep. Patel, it's just a mess and it's pretty nonpartisan, but it affects true crime with the FBI reassignments and shit and where resources are going. So it's important to talk about. But there's some interesting things that I didn't know that really affect like all of us, not like one side or the other. It's really crazy. Shit I would have never had a clue about. Those hearings though, like with Patel, they've been wild, but I've learned a lot. Like I didn't know how any of that shit worked. I've never cared to know. She said, what was the song in the background? The song, wait, the porn was actually a song in the background? You've got to be a joke. This has got to be a joke. What are they doing? This is not even like, I almost feel bad because I feel like I'm debating by myself here. Like there's nothing to fire back at this point, because if you just rewind the video, I make the claim very solid with clips of why I made the claim. I mean, but she doesn't do that intentionally. This is how she intentionally misrepresents things to play the victim. And then she instantly went to, they talked about my children today. You want to see it? I did see that. That's what made me fire this live up, because no, I didn't. I did not. I wasn't even in that live stream. I didn't even know that live stream happened until tonight. Wasn't in the chat. Didn't know that happened. Wasn't the one who said it. Stop that shit. You're addressing me and misrepresenting what I said. And then trying to cut to, you're responsible. No, I wasn't. I wasn't there. Didn't even know it happened. Genuinely had no idea that live stream happened or that panel happened until Clue reviewed it. Oh, she's streaming me? Lorton girl for sure. I hope she is. BJ, if you get this memo, back that live stream up. Back the live stream up. I play full context, every clip of my claim of the extremist belief system. Oh, she's not? Okay, darn it. I wish she would. Yep. She's also sleeping, so she doesn't, I mean, that works. Oh, it's the earlier live, Lurton girl. Damn it. I wish she would get the memo. Why? The one time, like, we want them, but the thing is they don't even want her to know, and they don't want her to back it up because they know the same things I know. They heard what Craig said. They've been pointing it out to her that Craig needs training before he can be on her show. They know what a problem he is for her show. They know exactly who he is. They've been pointing it out to her also. She hasn't been denying that. And by the way, you started your show off tonight. That's the biggest laugh of this whole thing, saying that we have all said that things such as, you are going to regret signing this RICO. Yeah, the people you signed along with from all along, we knew there was problems with it and that you were in over your head. It was very apparent to anybody with a lick of common sense. Yep, we all did say that. Doesn't mean that we did it on anybody's behalf, because that's sure as hell not why I started reviewing you or have continued to review you. Your behavior and zero accountability is why I review you. But the funny thing is when Brantley got on your panel the other day, you forget that you admitted when Brantley said to you, I bet you wish, or if you could do it all over again, you wouldn't have done the RICO. You agreed with him, and then later on in the same stream go back to, actually, I'm going to stand on what I said. Maybe I wouldn't have done the RICO, but I would have done, because you forget. But you even yourself agreed with Brantley at one time that you wouldn't have done the RICO. But try to shame us or make us look so terrible because we all pointed out that you were in over your head and aligned yourself with 9 other problematic individuals and were up shit creek without a paddle. That's a you thing, dude. Oh yeah, that's Meg. It's been like that for years. Hey, just Marie. House revival? No, no. You've got to be joking. She was saying that you were criticizing how slow she blinked. Like, were we counting it? Oh my gosh, these rumors are getting great. I almost kind of love this time for her. I'm going to smoke one more cigarette with you guys before I go back to bed. This is... What? And this is why it's so important to me to point out the difference between, like, they're claiming that they're not. Their belief systems are just normal with everybody else. No, those of you with normal belief systems will say, no, we don't act like that. We don't agree with that shit. We don't say shit like that. I'm pretty sure you guys can recognize that. And she's over there like screaming and hollering while avoiding the clips that, okay. I mean, I don't see lizard people. I'm good. You do you. Good Lord. It's really, Rach, it's super frustrating, honestly, because it's so easy. Like, I'm saying like a lot. I put a lot of time and energy into gathering my arguments like that. Like, if I'm going to make a claim that's serious, I'm going to have reason to make the claim and enough information to back up why I made the claim. I'm not careless with that stuff. As you guys know, like, if I'm going to make an argument like that, I'm going to have proof to back it up and explanations and examples. And for her to, like, intentionally miss that and misrepresent what I say is really actually frustrating. Then again, though, she gets on here and just lies all the time. But she proves my point time and time again. It's like, you can just walk her right into things. Well, she claims that she has so much power and ownership, all of us. Checkmate again. You're welcome. You just showed your ass. All because you didn't do your homework and pull that stream back a little bit and show why I made the argument I did. Yeah, did we count? Did you guys count? Was that something being done in the chat today? Were you guys doing like the wave with the blinks? 1, everybody wave. 2, I didn't know. I missed out on that if you guys were counting her blinks. Right. It's the glasses' fault to begin with because she bent over that one time. Oh, no. Hold on. The story actually goes, she closed her eyes one time to bend over. Or she closed her eyes to think of the name of the glasses frames that she wears. And in the same time, she bent down because her leg itched. And at the same time, something happened upstairs and she potentially heard footsteps, which could have been a ghost, not a ghost. And she almost knocked herself out on the mic too. In the meantime of all that, when she bent down to scratch her leg. Oh, they're giving her shit for falling asleep. Okay. Well, she's not going to get the message that to play the full context, and she won't anyways, as we know. But this is just my public checkmate again. And this isn't a game. that I want to live. There's no winning this game. So please don't get it twisted either. I find this to be disgusting, but if you're going to actually try to push back and misrepresent what I said, at least do a better job of trying to do so. Your behavior is on you. And the fact that that man can sit there and give no fucks about how fast you're spiraling, that says it all to me. That man's a piece of shit. He don't give a fuck about you. And you don't give a fuck about you at this point in time. I can't give a fuck about you or be expected to give a fuck about you. We're going back to what we have because we have a shit ton of things to talk about tomorrow and the next day and the next day. By the time we catch up with this stuff, we're going to be exhausted, but we're going to get through it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Oh, split second. Yeah, sure. Jesus. This shit's just so frustrating. It's like, here you go. Here's a prime example. I'm one of the ones that when I make an argument like that, will prove like, here is exactly why I'm saying I'm not reckless with shit like that. And she continues to do this shit. And then she makes it worse on herself while pointing the fingers at me. Like, she continues to walk herself into these thoughts and then turns around and says, oh, nope, she did it to me. Bitch, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Will, be careful out there. That sounds dangerous. Wear a helmet and bubble wrap at all times. And spin away, my friend. Have a good night, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.